It's lights out, and we're racing in the sprint here in Barcelona. It's a great launch away from pole position by Alex Marquez. Likewise, Pedro Acosta, who's going in between Quartararo and Maher, looking for the way through there. Either needle from the KTM rider. He's now going the long way around the outside of Quartararo and Marquez. Quartararo through the inside of Acosta and Marc. It's Alex that leads, but what a start by Quartararo and Acosta.
Some serious bravery being shown there into turn one. Acosta got it hooked up beautifully off the line. He was straight through the middle of the other riders on the second row. The VR46 Ducatis, it was Morbidelli who had an absolute shocker off the line. He's back to 15th place.
So Alex has made the picture-perfect start here. Got to be careful here. Braking downhill, this tricky downhill. Left-hander turn 5 is where Marc had the big scale on his last flying lap in Q2 this morning.
Yeah, looking further back, Bastianini in 6th place from Zarco Marini. Miller up to 9th place ahead of Binder, who's also in progress. Agura, another rider who's gone backwards on the first lap, down to 12th place.
Yeah, Agura has lost 5 places in that early melee as they now career through at turn 9. The third gear right-hander hard on the brakes now to turn 10. Good early overtaking opportunity this one.
Yeah, and it's going to be an opportunity that Marc Marquez might have to take, because Quartararo could be a bit of a cork in the bottle here, but he is not letting Marc Marquez through at all, is he?
They touched. It looked like there was a clear contact going into 10 between Marc and Quartararo. But Quartararo is not taking this line down at all, is he? And all that at the end of it, Acosta also gets through on Marc. Ultra aggressive from factory Yamaha star Quartararo. He's up in a second. He's fighting hard for this one.
Yeah, really tough one there, of course, because it's not very easy to see the other rider when you leaned over like that. But look at the advantage it's giving Alex Marquez as Marc Marquez gets a good run now. Acosta picks up the slipstream. Quartararo is going to get absolutely swamped on the run down to turn 1.
Yeah, he's been blitzed, and Marquez with a 2-bike slipstream has the inside line. How did he get that stop on the inside again of Acosta? Quartararo again. That's 2 laps in a row now. He's just rode around the outside of Acosta going into 2. This is all playing into the hands of Alex, isn't it, right now at the front, while all this drama and carnage is unfolding behind Alex. He's now nearly 3/4 second clear of the field.
Acosta back through again into 3rd place. He wants to get off after the Marquez brothers, but Quartararo won't let it.
This is a brilliant early battle in Barcelona. Acosta's going to send it on the inside of Quartararo. Is he down the hill into turn 5? He's not close enough. Quartararo's just too good on the brakes there into 5.
Digi is getting stuck in as well. He's right behind this in 5th place with the best seats in the house, watching this battle up ahead of him. Marc Marquez is just about keeping Alex in view.
Didn't he? Great drive out the final corner, because Acosta's KTM could not even get in the slipstream.
Yeah, pressed by that for Quartararo. So this is the battle. This is on board with Quartararo, looking back at Marquez on the first lap. So Marc tries to go up the inside. Quartararo slams the door shut in his face, but that contact sends Quartararo slightly wide. Marc then tries to go back up the inside of him, and Fabio decides to just punt him out of the way, essentially. It was a perfectly fine move, but it was certainly a forceful one into turn 12, and then Marc Marquez dished out some punishment to Pedro Acosta on the next lap.
Breathless early action in Barcelona, and with Acosta nudge wide by Maher, that allowed Quartararo to ride around the outside of the Spaniard. To Gian Antonio then now, 39.120. It was a poor third lap, that, wasn't it, for Acosta, who was almost back in the mid-139s.
Yeah, and that mistake from Zarco cost him a thick end of a second. He was back in the 140s. Betzeki's got good pace. He's done a 39.3. He's in 10th place, just outside the point, so he's mired in a lot of traffic with Luca Marini and John Zarco, the 2 Hondas just up ahead of him.
Martin started 18th. He's up to 16th. He just passed Frankie Morbidelli. Nothing going whatsoever for Paul Pecco, Bagnaia, Marini and Zarco. Further back then is Morbidelli, who's had a shocker. Frankie Morbidelli started this sprint in 4th place on the grid. He's gone nothing but backwards throughout, and we've got to go an awful long way back up to Pecco Bagnaia, who is still circulating in a very lonely 20th place.
And still doing low 140s as we watch the battle for the final sprint point. Zarco 8th, Marini 9th, and Bezzecchi at the moment on the factory Aprilia not scoring any points. This is a big battle between Pramac and Trackhouse. It's 2 versus 2, isn't it? As Miller and Oliveira lead, Ralph Fernandez and Ayagura. It's Miller who's coming out of this ahead. Yeah, there's some bragging rights at stake, isn't there, between that quartet. Ralph Fernandez then launches it on the inside of his teammate Agura into turn 4. Agura, fair play, he's defended exceptionally well there, hasn't he, as a long sweep through that right-hander. Marc Marquez, quickest rider on the circuit on that previous lap. A 1:30 areas when the tyres start to wear through. 5 ahead of this battle are both Alex and Marcus. Bez on the inside of Marini. That was lovely. And Aldeguer fancied a little nibble at the Italian as well ahead of him. But Bezzecchi then now up into 9th. I thought Aldeguer was just about to put his front tire. Sorry, pitching it. And visibly from the helicopter shot, you can see Alex. It's Morbidelli and Martin.
Well, yeah, Morbidelli and Martin then have tangled at turn 10. Turn 10, those two have gone down. Was it separate or was it together? We'll find out very, very shortly. Yeah, I was just about to say, you can see from the helicopter shot, Alex is checking out here. 1.1 seconds clear of Marc.
Yeah, well, that's an absolute clatter into the side. I think we were on board with Martin there, where we were. That's Morbidelli straight into the side of the world champion. And there's one thing he doesn't need. It's another VR46 Ducati riding into him, because he's had that once already this season back in Qatar. Morbidelli
on that occasion. Marini's been pushed to the back of this battle, hasn't he? It's Aldeguer. Oh! Aldeguer, trail-breaking down the hill into turn 5, locks the front and cleans out Marco Bezzecchi, who's got a whack there on his left arm and his left wrist. It is concerning, isn't it, for Marco Bezzecchi and the factory Aprilia team, just as Bez was getting himself into the battle for third place in this World Championship. A week out of his home Grand Prix in Misano, and Bezzecchi has been taken out by Aldeguer.
Well, remember, Aldeguer took Oliveira out in the sprint in Argentina, so he's also got a little bit of form for this. But the two factory Aprilias taken out in consecutive laps.
Trouble magnets, aren't they, the factory Aprilias
themselves for those final points positions, with Bezzecchi and Aldeguer now out of the way.
Yeah, this has been very underwhelming, I think it's fair to say, as far as Acosta is concerned. I think we all thought he was going to be right in the thick of the battle for a medal here this afternoon. Just has not happened at all. Kicking Aprilia wire there down. It looks like Lorenzo Savadori has retired. Yeah, he has, with a technical issue. So all three factory Aprilias then out of this sprint. Acosta then now goes on the inside. Binder, that's not going to work out. Both tyres were sliding there, weren't they? He grabbed a handful of brake going into turn 4, and Binder just stuck to his racing line on the inside and says, no, you're not having that one, pal.
Well, if they can't battle for the podium, they might as well have some fun amongst themselves. That's certainly what they're having.
1 second he is behind Quartararo, although to be fair to Didier,
oh, that's Alex Marquez.
Alex Marquez has dumped it out of the lead. Alex Marquez, can you believe it? They can't believe it inside Gresini Racing, because Alex was in cruise control. He had it in his hands. The gold medal was there for the taking. He just increased his lead to 1.5 seconds, and it's a present. It's a gift, isn't it, for brother Marc, who can now tour to his 14th sprint win of the season. That is a massive, massive blow for Alex. He's been so good all weekend, but he has dropped the ball at the most crucial moment. And of course, what this means, depending on what happens tomorrow in the main Grand Prix, we remind you, if Marc outscores Alex by 10 points or more here this weekend, then he could win the World Championship.